words appear. Zoe's tips, tricks, and how-tos. On Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? The Blind Perspective Network. And Victor Gouveia announcing. Sponsored by VIP Tech. Welcome to Zoe's Tips, Tricks, and How-Tos on Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway and Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner. Brought to you by VIP Tech. I am your announcer, Victor Gouveia. Remember, if you like what you're about to hear, activate the like button and share it with your friends and families, especially if you think they can benefit from anything we say here. And subscribe to both Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway and Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner, making sure to activate the notification bell so you know when we go live or upload a new video. Additionally, we do stream on our Facebook page, Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway, and on Twitter at BlindWhos. If you can't catch us live, catch us on podcasts. Whether you have an Apple device, a Google device, a Windows device, or even the Humanware line of players, go to the podcast section or any podcast app you like, do a search for Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway, and that'll get you to our podcast, which you can subscribe to. Additionally, you can also ask Alexa to play Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway, and she'll go out and find you all the episodes that we currently have available. All hands-free. If you want a copy of the audio or video for this recording, or any recording we do here on the network, send us an email, whoseblindlifeisitanyway@gmail.com, or zoesblindkitchencorner@gmail.com, and we'll send you out a link to the folder on Dropbox where you can download all the episodes of everything we broadcast on the two stations. On this episode, Zoe demonstrates the Paderno World Cuisine 4-blade Spiralizer, a tool she uses often in the kitchen. And now, your host, Zoe Fiogkos.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Tips, Tricks, and How-Tos. And on this week's episode, we're going to do something really interesting. I am going to demonstrate the Paderno World Cuisine 4-blade Spiralizer. If you've never heard of that, and you say, what the heck are you talking about? So in the last, I would say 5 years, maybe a little more, who knows, maybe a little less. It's vegan, gluten-free noodles have become a thing. In other words, zoodles. So zoodles are zucchini noodles. That's the most famous. I forgot an onion. I wanted to show you an onion too, and I forgot one. That's okay. Anyhow, so zoodles, yeah. Okay, I'm going to show you this gadget. Now, if you type into Google Paderno Spiralizer, or the full name, Paderno World Cuisine Spiralizer, you can see videos on YouTube. Problem is that the videos are visual. I think there might be, if I remember correctly, I think there is 1 or 2 out there with the person who is doing the video is describing what they're doing. But they're describing what they're doing for sighted people. They don't have blind people in mind. So I thought I would do a video on this to show you how great this gadget is and how easy it is to use. It is overwhelming at the beginning because you have a lot of parts, okay? I'm holding the box in my hands. It's a medium-sized rectangular box, and it shows on the front of the box, it says Paderno, World Cuisine 4-blade Spiralizer, and it's probably got a picture of the gadget and probably some vegetables and something like that. This wasn't very expensive. I did get it from Amazon. I'd like to say $60, but I don't remember. And I also forgot to mention when I did the episode on the Starfrit Easy Fries, that gadget was 12 bucks in Canada, at least 12 Canadian dollars, and I got it from a store, not from Amazon. So I'm sure you probably could get it from Amazon. I don't know the price because I didn't get it from there. But this Paderno World Cuisine 4-blade Spiralizer I did get from Amazon, and I believe it was 60 bucks. I honestly, don't quote me. Anyways, I'm just going to put the box aside for a second. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. And when you open up the box, you're going to get a rectangular plastic. It feels like a plastic box. It's just a rectangular thing with the top has a cap, a cover, just a plastic cover. I think it's see-through. I could be wrong. I think the gadget is white, but I think the cover is maybe white see-through. I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter. At the bottom of the gadget, I'm just going to turn it upside down so towards the camera. It's got 4 suction cups. You all know what suction cups. They're round, plasticky things. It's got 4 suction cups on each corner. That's so that you can press down on the counter and have the gadget stay in place, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to place it on my empty kitchen, on my smooth top kitchen counter, and I'm going to press down on all sides. And you might have to do it a couple of times, and I'm going to shake it and see if it moves. It doesn't. So it's sucked up and it's in place. Now, please don't set that in stone, okay? The gadget isn't made for you to punch it and move it, you know, with all your might. Obviously, if you're putting all your might on the gadget and trying to move it, obviously the suction cups are going to fall apart. Now, the way I've placed it on the counter, it's got the short sides are on my left and right, and the long sides are in front of me, and there's one behind. I placed it with the rectangular side facing me that feels, if you feel with your hands, you feel with your hands ridges, a rectangular door. It's got a little, not a little, it takes up most of the side of the gadget. So the part facing me takes up most of the gadget. There's a rectangular, you can feel with your hands, ridges. It's a door. If you put your fingers under the gadget, so, sorry, the suction cups are on the counter, and you can actually stick your hand underneath the gadget. There's an empty space. If you put your fingers and feel, you'll feel a rounded half moon ridge underneath. I'm actually going to unstick it so I can show you. Underneath, there's a whole bunch of things you can feel. It doesn't matter. But close to the edge, you can feel a line, a curb, half moon curb, and a line. That half moon curb, that's where you're going to put your fingers and feel for the door and lift it and open it up. I'm going to stick the gadget back onto the counter, press the corner so the suction can adhere to the counter. Now I'm going to put my fingers underneath, as I said before. I'm going to feel for that half moon, stick my fingers inside, and pull the door open. So now I've pulled the door open. If you pull it all the way up, it stays in place open. In here, you can feel 1, empty space, 2, empty space, 3, and then an empty space. So basically what I just said is you can feel lines. Let's call them lines. They're straight edged, long, from left to right, going from left to right. They're edges. You can feel 1, 2, 3 of these. And in between there's spaces. If you put your fingers and grab with your thumb and the finger, your thumb goes on top of one of these edges and you feel almost as if it's braille. You feel these little lines and you put your finger underneath and you pull it out. So like a drawer. You pull things out like a drawer. 1, 2, and there's a third one. Okay, these are your blades. This comes with 4 blades. This is your storage for 3 of them. So I'm going to close the door again. I'm going to show you where the 4th blade is. On the side, do I need to unsuck it? No? Okay. On the side, the left-hand side, you feel, this is the short end of the gadget. You feel a long rectangular protrusion with rounded edges at the top and at the bottom, and a little square, which means nothing. It's just the design on the handle. This is actually a handle. You can move it left, right, left, right. For right now, it doesn't do anything. I'm just showing you what's there, what you feel. Under that, you feel a hole with little ridges inside. And in the middle of those ridges, you can actually stick your pinky finger in. So my pinky finger now is inside this circle with ridges around it, okay? That's what you feel on that side. On the other side, and I'm gonna, on the other side, it's all smooth. So my right hand side is all smooth, but there's close to the cap of the gadget at the top, there's a button that just moves. It clicks from, clicks 1, like the way it's facing me, it's clicking from the wall towards me. That's towards the wall. This is towards me. Okay, there's a button there. Okay. At the top of the gadget, we have a cap that we said. Remove that cap, set it aside. You don't need it. That's just a cap. Now, in here, once you remove this gadget, this is very hard to describe, even coming from me who's blind. You feel, you feel ridges, you feel a long metal, like a skewer, a metal skewer that's in these ridges, and you feel a flat empty spot. If you take your hand to the left and just where that handle was on the side that I showed you, that handle, so there's that handle that just moves back and forth. If you put your hands at the top and pull towards the left, a whole entire piece comes out. Piece. At the top we said there's a skewer. Find the skewer, find the handle of the skewer. It's at the right side of this piece you pulled out. You slide it out and then pick up the handle and unclip the skewer. This is the skewer for your vegetables. When you want to put it back in place, you're going to find the ridges. You find as you feel these lines going up and down horizontally. Vertically. There's 1, 2, 3 lines. And in these lines, it's got indents. And if you put the skewer in one of the indents and kind of feel with your fingers and place it in all indents and press down, it clips into place. So you never lose your skewer, okay? Now, I remove the skewer. I'm going to turn this thing upside down. Remember that hole that was on the side that I was telling you I stuck my finger in it with the handle? Now, the handle, when you move it, you can move it all the way to the back or all the way to the front. So now you have an L-shaped exactly the L shape. Think of the L, so a short side and then a long side. So it's a little bit of an odd L, but it's an L. And the handle, now you can move it on the short side, which is the part going vertically. The vertical part is the short side and the horizontal part is the long side, the flat side. That handle goes from left to right. So that way it's protruding out of the L shape. Remember that hole I stuck my finger in? So I'm doing it again. If you go on the other side of the hole, it's something that turns, that's got really sharp teeth. It's got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 teeth. So it's a rectangle with these pointy teeth. How big are these teeth? They're at least my finger's worth, at least my finger's length. So probably about 1/2 inch. Now, I'm going to set this down for a second. Now the top of the gadget is all smooth in the middle. I can run my hand across it. It's got raised edges on both sides, front and back. And the sides, the one side is as was. The other side though, because we removed this handle L-shaped thing, it's all open here. Okay? So, remember that button on the right side? This button? If it's all the way towards the wall, it does nothing. I can't lift this. You need to be able to lift this compartment. But if I go all the way towards me, slide it towards me, oh, look at that. I can lift another cap. It's a second cap. In the second cap now, you have a little compartment that houses, that houses a handle. It's got a, kind of feels like an odd-shaped S. And the one side is a ridged tube with a hole. And the other side feels like a rectangular handle that turns. So that actually goes in this compartment for storage. But now we need this handle, so we're going to take it out. So we've taken the handle out. And now put your hands where that empty compartment is where you took out the handle. And you can feel that there's what feels like a bar. And then underneath an empty space. And then it's the compartment. Put your fingers and grab that bar and lift it towards the left. So now, that's where your blade goes. This is the fourth blade. That's where your fourth blade is stored. So, now you want to put the cap back on, because now you have a big empty space open. You put the cap, the second cap that we talked about, find the little protruding, just like a battery compartment. So one side is all straight, sort of, and the other side is, it's got a protruding little, you actually have to feel this to understand it. So as the blade is lifted, if I put my finger at the bottom, I can feel a little empty space here. So it's a straight empty space with a little hole. That's where this little protruding part goes in, like a battery. It goes in, and you tap it into place. Now, push the button that's on the right-hand side of the gadget all the way to the wall. So now it's locked, it's in place. Pick up your L-shaped handle. Find not the side that has the rectangle with the teeth. The outer side that I described has a circle with a ridges where I stuck my pinky in. My pinky fits to go in. Take your handle that you took out of the storage and insert the ridged tube that you feel into that hole until you hear a click. Then take your L-shaped thing with the handle. So the way I'm holding the L shape now is the handle is on my right hand with the short side of the L going upwards. It's got the teeth on the inside, the handle on the outside, and it's got a long part of the L that that part that you lifted up, that second cap that you locked in place, now it's got an empty in the, it's empty in the middle and raised edges on the front and the back of the gadget. You're gonna slide this L shape right into place. So it can go all the way, okay? So you can move it back and forth. Remember that handle I was telling you can turn from facing the back or the front? That's what it's for, to move this part back and forth. I'm sorry if I'm not describing it correctly, but if you decide to buy this gadget and you unpack it and you follow my instructions, you will understand what I'm saying. Now, I'm gonna okay, I removed the gadget. It was like sucked into place, but now I've removed it because I'm gonna want to turn the gadget for a second. I've turned it the short side facing me with the handle, and the other short side facing my wall, so away from me, which has this blade that we stood up. If you put your hand on the right side and you feel the ridges of the blade, so it's got all the blades on one side have these little lines in the middle of the blade. If you put your finger there where the ridges are, your thumb on the ridges and your finger underneath and pull, whoops, you pull out the blade. So I'm just going to do that again. I'm going to insert it. And what am I doing wrong? I will figure it out. Of course, on camera, you think I've done this so many times. Okay. All right. So again, the blade is in place. It's a square. It's a square. And I put my finger on the ridges and under the blade, under the ridges, and I pull. So what each blade is, it's a plastic square, and in the middle of the blade, or a little off to the side, whatever, it's got teeth, different shaped teeth. Each blade is different. There's 4 blades, and the side that has the teeth, not the other side. The other side you can feel a whole bunch of ridges, but no teeth, no blade. The side that has the blade, that's the side that should be facing you when you put in your blade. If you try to put it in upside down, it isn't going to go. No matter what you do, it's not going to go. Okay? So you're going to have to play with this to figure it out, because it's got indentations that you line up and it just boop, slides into place and locks. Okay? So I'm going to turn it around again. So now the short ends are on my left and right. We have everything set up except the skewer. Everything is set up. So, how to make zucchini noodles. I am going to cut off the edge of my zucchini where the roots are. I'm going to try to be as straight as possible with the knife. I cut a piece off. I'm going to turn the zucchini around and cut off the slice. So you cut off a slice on either end. Okay? Now, I'm going to cut the zucchini in 3. Now, if your zucchini is really big, cut it in half and do this. I'm actually going to cut it in 3 because I want to show you the 3 different size blades. Right now, the blade is on the finest, which is called the angel hair noodles. So I'm actually going to cut my zucchini into 1, 2, 3. So I cut my zucchini into 3 pieces. You're going to take the piece of zucchini, put it flat on your counter vertically. Remember, you've cut off the edge and you've made cuts. So my zucchini is actually standing up now, vertically on my counter. It's not on its side. It's not horizontal where you would slice it. If it was on its side and I started slicing, I'd be making rounds. But now I have it vertically. You're going to take the skewer in your hand. You're going to feel, not the part with the handle, the pointy side. Find as much as you can the middle of the zucchini. You're not going to be exact. Try to be as centered as possible. And pierce right through until you hear it hit your counter. Whoops. There you go. So I made a hole. Is it exactly centered? Probably not. So I made a hole all the way through. It's touching my, do you see that? What am I doing with these stupid? So the skewer, I'm lifting it up and down and hitting my counter. So I've made a hole in my zucchini. Now, go over to your gadget. The blade is on your left hand. Feel the blade. It's not the side with the teeth, so you're not going to cut yourself. It's a little hard to find until once you get used to the gadget, it won't be a problem. There's a little tiny hole, and it's towards the top part of the blade. If you're feeling a hole, a big hole, that's not it. If you're feeling a big hole towards the bottom, that's not it. It's a little tiny hole, but you can feel it with your hand. You're going to insert your skewer into that hole, and it's going to pass right through the blade. And it's going to actually, if I push it all the way through, it touches my handle with the teeth that I mentioned. Okay. So you're going to pick up your zucchini that you already skewered. Now that your skewer is through the blade, you're going to find the hole with the tip, and I did, and you're going to insert your zucchini just until the skewer reaches the end of the vegetable. If your skewer is coming out of your vegetable, that you've gone too far. So put your finger and feel until you don't feel the skewer. You can just slightly feel the tip. Okay? Push the vegetable skewer against, against the blade. You don't have to, but, and push that L-shaped thing with the teeth. Now you want the teeth to go and touch the end of your zucchini. And that handle that goes back and forth towards the wall or towards me, with your left hand, hold that handle, and with your right hand, turn the vegetable. Now, your right hand is turning the vegetable, and your left hand is pushing to the left. So you're going to push and turn. Push and turn. Push, and my suction cups came out. So I'm just going to push them down again, okay? And push and turn. Push and turn. And if you go continuously without stopping, you'll get a nice long zoodle. And you just keep doing until you can hear it. Can you hear it slicing? You're going to do it until it stops, or it doesn't do. There you go. I don't hear any more slicing. Look at this, guys. You're going to pull your handle back, pull your skewer out, and all your angel-haired zoodles, you can have a bowl there if you want, very fine, long zoodles. So you can make angel-haired vegan pasta. So that's really, really thin. Okay? Let's just say you don't want it that thin, because and I will do a recipe on my Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner with noodles. I'm just pushing all the noodles out of the way. Okay, I'm going to change the blade. So remember that little door? I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to pull out my medium blade. I'm going to remove, remember I find the ridges at the back of the blade, at the side of the blade. I'm going to pull the blade out. This is dishwasher safe, and there's some left in the blade. I'm just going to remove them. This is dishwasher safe, but as soon as you take it out, give it a rinse. You don't want this stuff getting stuck to the teeth or the blade. You want to put this in the dishwasher, or if you want to hand wash it. I did read that it is dishwasher safe, so you don't want anything getting stuck and hard on the blade, okay? So I'm gonna insert my next, hold on, okay. Sorry, I didn't close my door where the storage is for the blades. So I have a blade now that's supposed to be medium noodles. We did angel hair, we're gonna do medium. So I'm feeling for the ridges, and I found them. So I'm going to go to that stand, that's just a square, and I'm going to slide the blade in. And there it is. I'm gonna pick up my skewer, take my next piece of zucchini, remember, vertically on the counter, center your skewer and go right through. Boop. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. Slide, find the hole at the back of the blade. I approximately know where it is, so I find it right away. And once your skewer goes through, insert it into your zucchini where you made the hole. You might have to, there it is. You might have to find it a little bit. And again, make sure that the skewer goes only to the edge of the vegetable. You don't want it coming out of the vegetable. Okay? Push your L in place. Hold it with your hand and push, and with the handle, turn the vegetable. Now we're going to make medium noodles. Now my counter's a little wet, so my suction cups aren't working. And that's it. Look how fast. And look at the difference with these noodles. Oops. So here's a medium noodle. And here's the thin noodles. Much, much thinner. See? Okay. So now we've got angel-haired noodles and we've got medium noodles. Now I'm going to remove the skewer, and I'm just throwing off all the zoodles. I actually have a pile now of thin ones and medium ones, so it's actually funny. If you just take these zoodles, put them in a frying pan with a little, maybe a tablespoon of butter, teaspoon, whatever you want, or olive oil, whatever you want. Saute them with salt, pepper, and garlic, or no garlic, or salt, pepper, oregano, or whatever spice you like. Saute them crisp tender, so maybe about 5 minutes. According to everybody's taste. And make a nice meat sauce, Alfredo sauce, vegan sauce, tomato sauce, and there's your zoodles and sauce. So now I've opened up my storage door, and I'm going to pull out my third blade, which is my thick noodles. I feel for the ridges, I go to the rectangle, and I insert the blade. And I'm sorry, I'm not very good at describing, but again, if you buy the gadget and you follow my instructions, it will probably be easy. So I've got my third piece of zucchini vertical on I'm going to insert this skewer until I reach my counter. Do it 2-3 times back and forth to make sure that you've got a nice hole. Find the back of the blade that you've inserted to find the little hole to put the skewer through. Okay. Then pick up your zucchini. Find your hole and don't rush, because zucchinis are soft. You don't want to pierce, you don't want to make a second hole. You want to find the original hole that you just made. And it might take us a few seconds. So right now it's giving me a hard time. See, I did the other two so fast. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to push the skewer through the vegetable until it touches my finger. Whoops, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to push the L-shaped thing so the teeth touch the vegetable. And again, I'm going to hold the bottom handle and I'm going to push. And with my other hand, I'm going to turn the vegetable to now make coarse noodles. So now, whoops. Now we're making coarse noodles. Coarse zoodles. And you can do this. And there you go. Now look at the difference here. Look how thick these are. So these you might have to saute. Look at this zoodle. Look how long it is. Look at this. Guys, I'm lifting up a zoodle. I'm lifting up a zoodle that starts. It's longer than my arm. So these are our thick zoodles, depending on your preference. Let's say you're making a salad and you want to do, I don't know, thick cucumbers. You know, you have to play with your vegetables and see what your desires are, what you like. But this is, its main feature is the zucchini noodles. Everybody buys this gadget for the noodles. Now, I have a carrot, which I want to show you. I've peeled the carrot, I've chopped it in half. I have a fat piece of carrot in my hands. Sorry?
I'm good.
Oh, it's the cucumber. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I had the cucumber in my hand. Sorry. What did I want to show? Yes, okay. Never mind. Okay, I've got a carrot in my hands, a long carrot. I'm going to slice it in half. So now I've got a fat piece of carrot in my hand. I'm going to stand it up vertically. I'm going to find the center and I'm going to pierce it. Now, with carrots, it is a little harder because carrots are never straight. So you have to go slow because you don't want your skewer coming out of the sides, and that may happen. And there you go. It happened to me now. So it went almost all the way through the carrot and close to the bottom, it came out the side. So with carrots, it isn't that easy, but it can be done, I promise. You just have to play with it. So I'm just going to insert back into my hole, but I'm going to manipulate it to the right a little so it doesn't come out of the side. Now that part where it came out of the side, yeah, so what? It's going to fall out. It's okay. All right. I've gone through the carrot now without making a hole. So I'm just going to remove the skewer. It isn't easy with the carrot. Now, I don't want to do, should I do thick? Yeah, I'll just do thick since I have that blade. Okay. We're going to insert again. Find the hole, insert the skewer, insert the carrot where you made the hole. And like I said, guys, it isn't easy with the carrot, but it can be done. You have to get used to this gadget and each vegetable, how each vegetable works. And I have to use both hands. So I have my one hand on my left hand on the skewer and the vegetable on my right hand to find the hole and go through. And sometimes you might have to just turn the vegetable until the skewer goes all the way through because it's a hard vegetable. Carrots are very hard. With zucchini, it's easier. But how nice. Give me a second. I'm still twisting and turning to get the skewer all the way through the carrot. How nice will this look in a salad? Now I'm going to use the thick blade, but can you imagine doing the thin blade? How nice will this look in coleslaw, for example? We're almost there. Give me a second. I think. Anyways, that's good enough for now. Just to get the idea. So, pardon me. Again, hold the handle, the bottom handle with your left hand, and with your right hand, turn and push. Turn and push. And as this L gets closer, it's actually easier to do because you can put your fingers on the holder of the blade and your thumb on the holder, the hand, and then press your fingers. You're bringing your thumb close to your other fingers, which are holding the blade, and you're turning while you're pushing. Now, have a look at this, guys. I pulled the skewer out. Look at this beautiful carrot that's cut into, I don't know what, those party things. It's a big swirl. It's a string of carrot that's in a swirl. It looks beautiful. So you know the bows on Christmas presents, how they twirl them? That's what it looks like. It looks like a twirled string from a bow. And imagine putting this in your salad. Let's say you cut it with your knife. Where's my knife? Didn't I have? Yeah, I did. So let's say, here's a couple of circles, but let's say, here, count the circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And cut your carrot there, or 3, and throw this swirl of carrot in a salad. It's gonna look, people are gonna say, oh my God, how did you do your carrots like that? They look so cool in your salad. It will look so cool. And if you want kids to snack on them with more fun, they can they can put them on their fingers and chew away, because there's a hole right through. It's a string now. It feels like a ribbon. It feels like a twirled ribbon. So you can put the ribbon together, put it through your finger, and start playing with it. And chew, yeah, like a slinky. That's it. See, I knew I had a good cameraman. It feels like a carrot slinky, guys. So I showed you a carrot. I'm sure you can do a potato. Not I'm sure. I have done potato. Like I said, the harder vegetables are a little harder to do. The last thing I want to show you, I have, should I do it with this? No, I'll do it with this. I have a piece of cucumber here. So a cucumber that I've cut, a really big cucumber, I cut it into 3 pieces. I'm going to remove the blade that we just did the thick noodles of carrots and zoodles. Let me just give it a rinse. Get any carrot off. Be careful when you're rinsing. The blades are very sharp. So be very gentle. Okay? Like run your fingers to feel, but be very gentle. You could really cut yourself. These blades are very sharp. Okay? If you don't feel confident doing that, let somebody else rinse them off for you. Okay? I'm going to remove the last blade, which is our accordion blade. And this one has no teeth at the top. Where the other blades all have sharp teeth. This one has a metal rectangular. If I put my thumb gently, it's a blade that cuts really sharp. I don't want to, because I don't want to cut myself. So I'm going to feel for the ridges and insert it in the right place. And click. Okay. Now, take your skewer. Take your cucumber, put it horizontal on the counter, center. Try to be as centered as possible here. That's probably good. And stick your skewer in. With these vegetables like zucchini and cucumber, the skewer goes in really easy. You can actually do it in one swipe so that, just a good motion. Boom, right through. With the carrot, you have to go slow because it might come out of the side. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure the hole is open good. I'm going to insert my skewer at the back of the blade again. So on the left-hand side of the gadget, I'm going to insert my cucumber into my skewer until it comes out of the vegetable and I feel it with my finger. Why don't I feel it? Oh, there it is. Okay. I did go a little crooked. Oh, well. Anyways, doesn't matter. For what we need to show you, it'll work. So I did go a little crooked on my skewer, so maybe don't go as quick as as I did. Okay, so again, push your L-shaped thing with the teeth onto the vegetable. Hold the bottom and turn. And push. Try not to stop, but sometimes you can't help it. Until it doesn't go any further. Just keep going. Okay. Now, because I went a little crooked, it did leave a part at the end that Zoe will eat. Now, remove your skewer. remove the skewer from the vegetable that you just cut. And now you have to be gentle when opening it up, but you have an accordion of cut up cucumber. It's all attached. It's slices of cucumber that are attached in rounds, and it's an accordion. You can take some of this, maybe you don't want this long. So again, I would take my knife, cut, and now I have a 1, 2, 3 round accordion. And I would just throw it on my salad like that, and it'll look beautiful. So it's more for like even decorating, like a decoration on your salad. You probably could fry up some French fries this way, and kids would have fun pulling them apart and eating them. So these are all the things that you can do. You can play with vegetables, see what you like. Do you like zoodles? Do you like the angel hair noodles? Do you like carrot noodles? You could do the thin. So the angel hair that we did, the angel hair, you could do that for carrots, and you have really, really thin carrot noodles for coleslaw. If you don't like thick pieces, you could do that. I think this gadget has a million possibilities. I think that you probably can get really creative. Now, I think it's worth its money, especially if you're a vegetable lover and you want to do, and if you want to decorate salads, or you want to do like the vegan noodles all the time and stuff like that. I'm going to give the skewer a rinse. I don't put my skewer, because it's very sharp on one end and it's small. I don't put it in the dishwasher, but you can. I do put my blades in the dishwasher just because they're very sharp and they're a little scary for me to wash with soap. I can do it. I just don't prefer it. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll put a bowl of soap and water and I'll dip them in where it's safe to touch them and shake them around and clean them that way. The handle, you remove that L-shaped thing. Remove the handle. Remember, we clipped the ridges into that circle that I stuck my pinky in. You're going to remove it, the handle. You're going to give this a rinse. Now, because this has the rectangle with the teeth, again, you can soap this up, but be careful these teeth don't hurt you, okay? And then I'm just going to, even though I need to put these in the dishwasher, quickly, I'm going to reassemble this so you can see. I'm going to go to the left side where that button is. I'm going to push the button all the way towards me so I can lift the cap up. I'm going to lift the cap. Remember the part with the blade that fits the one blade? You leave the one blade in here. Your storage compartment at the side only takes 3 blades. So you're going to push this down. That's the part that we lift up to insert our blades and insert the skewer into the veggie. You're going to push it down, so now it's flat. And now there's actually no danger. You can touch it anywhere. You're going to take your handle with the ridges that you insert in the circle and put it in the empty compartment. You're going to take that cap. You're going to insert it in place. And you're going to press the button towards the wall now, away from me, to lock it. Now it doesn't open. You're going to lift up your compartment door. Now it's a big empty space down here. Whoops, we just had an accidento. I knocked the phone out of the cameraman's hand. Sorry about that, guys. So you lift up your storage compartment door and you insert, these are washed, and you feel ridges with your fingers, and you insert one blade. Let me get the other one. I'm nervous now. I don't want to knock the camera. And now I've inserted one blade. I'm going to feel for the next ridge on both sides of the compartment area. Insert the second blade. Oh, shoot. Where's the other one? Okay. And I want to tell you that the way you're inserting, the ridges should be facing you, and the teeth should be facing towards the ceiling. And you feel for the ridges again. One finger on one side, one finger on the other side. feel, and slide it in like a drawer. Now you've got, and then close the compartment door until you hear click. Then you take the L-shaped thing, turn it upside down, go to the left-hand side of the gadget, and slide it into the center top of the gadget, and it'll click into place as well. And then, where's the skewer? You take the skewer, feel those lines with the ridges that I told you, and clip it into place, and take your cap, put it on top, and your gadget is all compact again, ready to go. Now I'm going to disassemble this again because nothing is washed and I need to wash everything. But that's how you use it. It goes right into the box, or if you want to just put it on a shelf, cupboard shelf or whatever. I really want to apologize. I know my descriptions aren't great. Because I don't know what things are called exactly or whatever. I did my best. Easy to use once you learn it. You might have to play with it once or twice. You might have to get a sighted person to put your hands on it so you can feel it while they're explaining to you each thing. Maybe you could follow my instruction and try to feel and try to understand what I'm talking about. It certainly can be done by a blind person. I learned it within, 1 try, 2 tries. And you can make lots of zoodles, noodles, accordion stuff. And you can be fancy, but most of all, you can have a nice gluten-free zoodle with some delicious sauce. If you're watching your diet, or just because you like vegan stuff, or just because you love vegetables. And that's all there is to it. The Paderno World Cuisine 4-blade Spiralizer. This is the one I have. Maybe there's better ones out there. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. This is the one I have. It suits my purposes. It suits my needs. And as a blind person, if I can do it, you can do it. If you need to reach me, zoesblindkitchencorner at gmail.com, or whoseblindlifeisatanyway at gmail.com, or comment in the section below. And if I make a recipe and I say to you guys, spiralize, then you can refer to this recipe and you can see how to do it. So, see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching.
Catch Zoe's tips, tricks, and how-tos every Wednesday afternoons on Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner and Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? The Blind Perspective Network.